What is up, everyone? This will be my Wukong jungle video, and I'm going to show you everything you need to know on how to climb with Wukong jungle. So I've been spamming Wukong jungle. I mean, I think is really broken right now. I think he's one of the best junglers to climb with. If you like engaged champions who are really strong right now, he's definitely one of the best ones. For Wukong jungle, we're going to be playing an Emerald division right now. I'm going to show you guys how you're going to play and how to climb and display talent that no one else can command. For runes, we're going to be doing the Conqueror setup with Inspiration first. We're going to be maxing Q first, then E second. You can also max W second if you prefer. We're playing against Hecarim jungle. So Hecarim jungle right away is going to be a full clear jungler. So you always want to identify what kind of jungler you're going to be playing against. It's just a really good habit to understand that. Because if I'm against a full clear jungler, you can sort of predict exactly what is going to go on with Wukong. And for clears, you want to solo, generally, path towards bot side if you can. Your first clear is always going to be an interesting decision here. It's always going to be this sort of, like farm-oriented clear. There, I'm able to smite it. Because of my passive, I'm not going to lose this trade because Wukong passive is very OP. I have no idea what kind of cheese that was. That's some emerald cheese right there. But you can see what I did there was actually just calm, strong mindset. What you have to understand is you just need to get that red buff. Once you get level 2 on Wukong, it's pretty much over for the Hecarim. And what I did was just smite at not 600, but I comboed my smite, which does 600 true damage, with my auto attack, which was around 650, right? If you combo with your auto attack around 650, auto attack smite, you're going to get the buff over someone who's just waiting for it to go below 600, right? He's waiting for it to go lower 600. If he's not going to get it over me. And that's, you just have to be calm in those situations. And after you get the red, it's pretty much over for him. Your passive on Wukong, that's just an example. Wukong is, his passive gives you up to 30 armor, around 30-ish armor, level 1, right? So once you stack it to 5, which is really quick, because once you're jungling, it's already stacked to 5, as you can tell. There's pretty much no hope for anyone to fight you that much. So you're really good in those extended fights. Hecarim, such a weird cheese, but Hecarims like to do that kind of stuff. So you just have to be ready and sort of prepared for that stuff. So I'm really happy with the game. I get a quick little early, first blood. And from here, I just kind of like play, back to the full clear style. Wukong jungle, your ganks aren't that good until level 6. You're probably the best ganker after that. So you have to kind of respect that. You're not really going to be going for anything too crazy. This might be a gift to kill. So what we're going to do is just start with our W, auto attack, Q. Actually, another gift to kill. Honestly, this game is just a little too generous to me. First, the Hecarim comes. It's not even Christmas yet, but they're giving me presents, and I love it. But for here, we're just going to keep farming. And we're just going to play for the crowd timer there. And general mechanics on Wukong, the most important one is honestly just your Q and understanding how important it is. Sometimes you're going to use it as an auto attack reset, especially when you're farming. Other times, you're just going to use it because it extends your attack range by a lot. I'm talking, once you max it out, your Q extends dramatically. So here I actually think this guy is, maybe killable here. So if he's in the brush, so what we need to do is just make sure we can get into the brush. What we're going to do is E to the brush and then just W forward here. But now with Extra Heal, they're not really much of a kill angle. I did have free time because honestly, my early game is really delayed because of the shenanigans that occurred. So what we're going to do is actually just hit this, make sure there's no ward behind us. Now we're going to base. And with the early game buys, you want to go into like the Sheen, into Phage. Those are your primary. If you can one buy the Sheen, just one buy it. It's very strong. And you want to go into like a Ruby plus a health pot here. So Hecarim's getting gifted another kill. Soul laners really just role-playing Santa Claus right now, giving away such beautiful gifts. What's important is really getting the second rotation, right? I don't want to give the Hecarim the second rotation. It's extremely important for me. So here he's trying to sort of, he looks like he's a bit of a possible Smurf player. He's trying to get the wave to crash for his laner, which is really too kind of him in a way. So my assumption is he's probably like some Smurf, maybe Masters, Diamond. And he usually tries to cheese unsuspecting players with that, general and stuff. So here I want to get my Raptors next. I want to play for the Grubbies if I can. And like I said, my level 5 is really strong because Q, every point in Q is really OP. But most importantly, level 6 is where my ganks are going to be really strong. And I'm not really that good into like AP champs, right? So I always have to think about that. Like Xerath, honestly, he's really strong into me, but Malzahar is going to be sort of my my beauty in this regard. So this guy just needs 6, and then we can pretty much go on him. So there I just flashed to finish it off, and you know, obviously amazing setup by my team. So what I have to worry about is I want void grubs. That's honestly why I went for this play as well, because I want the grubbies. But Hecarim on 3 stacks is quite strong, so I have to respect that as well. But at the same time, Camille having priority here is really good for me. So Camille can always rotate and possibly help me. So at least you just want to one-shot the first crab and see if Hecarim is somehow on bot side or top crab. Or he might be on top side, he might be on bot side. If he doesn't show within a few seconds, he's most likely just going bot side. And as you can see, we have the Hecarim bot side as well. So here I'm just going to farm and just clear my jungle. Clear his jungle as well. And if we remember correctly, Hecarim ended up top side. So he's most likely, his top side might respawn. Depends on how fast he cleared it. He's most likely on his red buff might be up too. So I'm just going to drop a deep ward here. Check his Grom timer, and there is a possible gank here, but if I'm not 6, there is no gank. First, and most importantly, we do the Grom. Because we see the Hecarim bot side, it's always a standard invade. Invade gets some vision, really good. I like to sneak up like at least 1 cam in these situations. I don't know what's happening there, but it's not Gucci. It's not Gucci at all. And then I like to go for the crab. You can also go take his wolf camp, but I'm just trying to entertain what the hell is going on around dragon. Viewer is a kill, possible kill, but for it to be a kill, I have to have sort of my team in a good position. What I'm gonna do is just base here. I don't really want to force on Viewer with my ulti because I think there might be a better play for me. Remember, you're never forcing with your first ultimate. Your ultimate is, I would say, your ultimate is extremely important to be very smart about which plays you make. Because even if your ultimate is down, it hurts your 1v1 a lot. So just holding your ultimate is really good. So I want to make plays with my ultimate where I think it's very guaranteed. So we know Xerath is no flash. So Malzahar ulti obviously is very happy for me to make plays around him. And it just gives me confidence to do anything around Malzahar because he can at any point press R on possible Hecarim or Xerath, right? So that's a very easy 2v2. We win that 2v2. I'm very happy with that, so I do want to look for potential play. This Hecarim movement is giving me vibes that he wants to make a play topside. So I'm going to entertain which way he goes. I think he goes up here because he hasn't shown to split map yet. What I think is he might be looking for Fjord all in. Now I just want to go on Hecarim here. What I need Camille to do is actually wait for me. Now I can ulti perfectly here if he gives me angle. So now I'm feeling pretty confident. I actually want to invade with my Malzahar because I win 1v1 plus I think we easily win 2v2. So what we need to do is find the Hecarim. Now he's right here. So what we're going to do is auto attack him. Wait for Malzahar R. And I'm honestly not going to ulti just because he's actually just so low. I do have R up in a second if he gives me a ER combo. But now it's looking a bit bad. So I have to be respectful. His Q is down so I can just E out and back up. I do have W up now. I was trying to ulti to save Malzahar. I respected what he did there. He's a true patriot. But in the end, I probably wasted my ulti. He was going to die anyways in the end. Now we have to think about the void grubs in 50 seconds. And really important thing is understand farming is really, really important. Not just on Wukong, but in general, if you're trying to jungle in this meta, you have to clear like one side of your jungle. You can't really give away too much jungle. So a very simple rule I want you guys to have is your jungle, if your ultimate is down, especially on a jungle like Wukong, just don't gank. Just like, I don't want to do anything here unless you're like 1 HP, right? So I'm just going to base and play for the plays that I feel like will be good for me, especially, you know, these two champions are relatively hard to go on. Can I go on them? No, not by myself. Do they have any engage on my team? No, not really too. So overall, not good. So here, honestly, I'm just going to go ability haste boots. I kind of like ability haste boots. I usually go armor, ability. It's Merc Treads as well, but Merc Treads isn't good in this game because the only CC is Xerath, and I'm also against a pretty AD heavy comp. So what I'm gonna do is just play towards, you know, what I have right now. So Hecarim could be on the Grubbies. I don't exactly know, but I need to go on the Xerath, which is what I do know. So what we're gonna do is pink here and just kind of go on him right away. The stun is not gonna last that long, so we just need a bit of damage on him to kill. So I need my Camille to rotate here, possibly kill the Fiora Hecarim. Hecarim's just trying to tank it, but I do have ulti up. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go on him first, right? Because and yeah, just overall really good play for me. Very cool, collective. I don't want to go on Fiora there because why would Fiora be on the Grubs? Because Hecarim's in there. And Hecarim's a much easier target for me to go on. Fiora, if I go on her, it creates some sort of obstacles, I would say. But going on the Hecarim right away, we can get his ultimate. I'm so strong against Hecarim. Fiora, I'm not that strong against, and it's hard to like burst her down. And once we do that play, we go on Xerath, right? Because he splashes down, he's squishy. I could have maybe went on Fiora, but I just want to make sure I don't leave anyone who I don't leave anyone else alive. So here are Q max out, really important. So look at your Q range. When you Q, your auto attack range is increased by a lot, right? So you always want to utilize this range. A lot of Wukong jungle is going to be you weaving in and out with your Q and just maximizing your damage. So I always go Triforce first item. I didn't really touch on items, but it's always Triforce, second, third item. Honestly, I think it's really flexible. You can always go Sunder, Sky Cleaver, or Eclipse. All three of those are great items. I would say none of them are, you know, inherently bad at all. Some are better in some situations, but this game, let's say enemy team is squishy. I would say Eclipse or Sunder Sky would be your best options, right? So here, if I have my W up, I might actually go here, but no, we don't. Might as well just get the dragon at this point. Multi's coming back up as well. Beautiful R, by the way. I love having a mouse in my team. Brings the fire for sure. So here, what I want to do is actually get on possible Hecarim here. You can see what's happening here is actually Hecarim is trying to trade sides. So I see this a lot of times. You have a few options when these things sort of, the situation goes down. Is do you honestly respond to them trading sides? Or do you, you know, sort of play around your own? Here, if he E's in, it's a free kill. You need him to E in here. I can actually make this wall, but I don't think we're actually going to make this play, though. Janna didn't really bait it correctly enough. Ezreal has to commit with an E for us to make that play. Most likely going to lose red, and I have to decide on how much I'm willing to lose here. I really don't like forcing on the bot side. We already talked about it. Why is it bad to do those sort of plays? Because it's so much easier for us to make plays on, you know, other, like our strong laners. Like if I was here top side, it would be really easy. But now they're playing so far up and I already am too late for the top side play. So what we're going to do is just try to force with our ulti and Janna being here. I can kill them if I get on them, but I need them to commit. I need an angle, right? I need a W over a wall. I need to not be in like a ward area. I need them to commit to me. Here might be playable. But like we talked about, it has to be a hard sort of commitment. I can't help them get pushed. But what really is an easy play is actually a dive, right? So diving is like what I really want to do because my ultimate is just insanely broken. And what I'm going to do here is just go for the dive play. And here, even under tower, it doesn't really matter. Here you want to just juke as much as possible. Beautiful ulti. This Hecarim is... Oh my god, what? Xerath got me there. He has no flash, so I think he will die. They hit him with one ability. No, they needed one more damage. I mean, I was rich. I lost a lot of money. That play, so here, like I talked about, honestly, I think any of these options are really good. Afterwards, I like to go into Sunder Sky third. Enemy team isn't really... There isn't really that many melees, so Black Cleaver isn't that great right now. So I'm probably going to go Cleaver into Sunder Sky. Some games I go cleaver second because enemy team is like really melee heavy, or there's just like a lot of armor. This game we have an AP mid, they're not going to stack a lot of armor, so we're in a good position. Plus, if they have more range champions, then generally they're not going to be stacking armor as well. But generally your build is going to be that. generally. Your build's going to be... what I just said, Sunder Sky. DD is really good. Also Frozen Heart. I love Frozen Heart against, you know, heavy AD comps. So that's also an option that I think is very strong. There I just do the quick play. And you can see my weakness, how much damage I take against someone like Xerath, which I have to respect a bit. You have to respect magic damage. Do I have to build AP? You don't have to build AP, but you have to think about how much damage a Xerath combo will do. It can ruin your day when you're against some burst mage. And you're not going to build MR because their enemy team is more AD focused. Not till later, at least. So your goal is to just really play around, you know, your general HP items. Eclipse is a shield item. It's good against AP and AD, right? Sunder Sky is a heal item. It's good against AP and AD. Plus, it just gives you HP. So those items are going to be good against the sort of AP stacking they have here. See how much stronger I am, right? So if this guy somehow walks up even a bit here, he's just in kill range. Surprised he's even walking up slightly. He's been very much a maniac these games. So here I want to just get the smite off and then look to possibly fight after it. I'm very strong. If I get onto people, for example, Vel'Koz, it's just really free for me. He might walk this way, so we're going to wait a bit to see. Don't really want to flash for him, especially because I can just kill people like Hecarim. You see what I'm doing is actually I'm canceling my R with my Q when it's up, right? You only really need a few sort of cycles of the spin damage. You want to, if your Q is back up, you're actually going to get much more damage from just hitting these like multiple Qs. I usually spin for a bit and my Q's back up. I'm always watching. You can actually cancel your R with your Q and just auto attack them like that. You really need to utilize that a lot. You're going to notice your R. Some situations, yeah, you're going to spam your R, but it's really for that knock up and that initial sort of burst damage as you're waiting for your abilities to kind of cycle back up. And here I'm just really happy about the game state. Dragon, obviously I'm not going to give it to them. My build is extremely strong. I've spiked really hard. My itemization is really good. I've been in games where I've gone Frozen Heart too as well, so it's not just like Eclipse every time. I've gone into like a more of a sort of like tanker build, but I really do like the build that I showed you. Try first Eclipse, Sunder Sky, really just, you know, maximize my sort of burst damage here. So here I'm going to entertain him. So I need my ulti to kill, but I'm going to use the vision gap here to get on him. Him having his R down is really good. So here if I auto him, you see my Q cooldown is just coming back up. So as long as you're autoing, you're going to have your abilities come back up really quickly. You're going to really enjoy that. And that was the game right there. I'm actually going to review the game and we're going to go over a bit more, but I hope you guys liked the video. Sure to subscribe and I'll see you guys really soon. Welcome back everyone. We're going to go over the game right now. I'm going to show you guys what you need to be doing to help improve and climb faster than ever. So right away, the Hecarim we're playing against is the Cheeser. We spotted him. I always recommend this ward, by the way. It helps you a lot, saves your life a lot. So here, Hecarim's doing this weird cheese. You know, you have to be prepared for anything, right? And what I touched on was the ability of, you know, what's important for me on this situation is to smite this. So what can we do? Our E is on cooldown. Hecarim's Q is on cooldown. So what I do here, auto attack smite. Perfect, right? These situations, if you have a spell up as well, you can add that to the damage. But you can see my damage is all about bursting, right? You always focus on auto attack smite or whatever spell you have. And auto attack smite does around 650. And all I did was combo it there. And once you get that buff, boom, smite. They're never prepared. They're waiting for the smite at 600 or even less. So you're going to be in that advantage if you prepare with an auto attack or an ability to help burst down the buff. And from here, I mean, Wukong passive, you're not going to lose this fight. Hecarim 3 stacks, it does not matter. We just had a very clean situation there. And once we got into that play, we're able to clear and go home. And then once you're base here, you're always going to clear your second cycle on your red side. So if you start red side, what generally will happen if you're clearing like this is the Void Grub timer is going to be coming up. And you have to think about, really important, be prepared. Are we fighting Void Grubs? What I want to know is, how are my lane situations, right? Top side situation, it's a good wave. This is the building wave. I'm pretty happy about the Camille situation. But what I'm not happy about is the mid situation. I can't have Xerath roam because Xerath is a problem. So what I'm doing is actually waiting for the 6 timer. And we're able to take down Hannah Montana here because of, you know, just the extra damage we have from the Malzahar. And this is a big situation. Like maybe Hecarim was going to be here and maybe Malzahar or Xerath might actually get the push in this situation. Then I'm going to be in trouble because I'm going to be on Void Grubs playing against a Hecarim and a Xerath who's going to roam on me, right? So really a good mindset is to always sort of build a priority before the Void Grubs. I always like to go mid because mid laners are always going to be doing something dumb. Whether you can chunk out the mid laner or kill them, it's really good because it almost guarantees you're going to get the grubbies. And sometimes in situations you have no priority, there's no mid laner for you. It might be better for you to just say, okay, no Void Grubs. I'm going to play bot side, clear my bot side and play for Dragon. Both are acceptable. Just understand how to get priority for your plays. Next, what we did was we saw Hecarim go bot side actually. And what I did was actually capitalize on stealing the jungle camp. It's always fine to do this play because if the enemy jungle shows bot, he's not going to be in top side to contest you, right? So you always have a free roam in that situation. And then over here, what do we do? Let's look at our vision, right? So what do I see? I have beautiful vision set up, right? I've already stolen the Gromp. I put this ward in advance because it's a really good ward here. I always drop it when I'm in their jungle. And what this tells you is 2 things. It's going to tell you what Hecarim will do. He has 2 options. He can either say, oh, my Gromp is stolen. I'm mad. I'm going to go gank someone, which he ends up doing. Or he's going to go and just full clear bot side and just avoid topside completely. This body language of him instantly tells me exactly what I want to know. He's going topside. I feel really strong. I have literally ultimate up. I'm super happy with this. And let Hecarim go first because I know it's going to be a win for me. Whether Camille dies, I'm not going to die. I'm going to win that situation. Here, the same thing. Able to set up play with all our priority. We ended up dying there, but it's not really a big deal. We didn't die there, but Malzahar died. But overall, it's good. Here, we're able to kind of go on the mid laner. And always the same concept, right? What am I doing? For Void Grubs, what do we do with the Grubs, right? We have to build priority. In this situation, it actually is it's not in our favor to be on the Grubs. Like if I just go in by myself, okay, it's cooked. I'm not going to do anything because I'm taking a bad fight. Because Malzahar is losing push against the Xerath. He will come roam. Camille's not even going to be there yet. Even if she comes like this situation, it's really bad, right? So what we do is we build a priority in the win. We get the Xerath low. We literally get him to flash. Sure, they're going to get 1 grubby. It does not matter. Now I move with my mid laner. I spam ping him. I move with him. I create a winning situation for us. I create a 3v2 now because Xerath is way too far to be first. And I'm more confident now that Camille can match the Fiora. I'm going to match the Hecarim and I'm going to take care of business as we can see. I ulti when I know his ultimate is going to be, you know, sort of down here. And from there, we were able to win that fight. Maybe I could have won on the Fiora, but anyways, I ended up killing Malzahar. It's good for me. Good fight. Clear as beautiful as possibly can be. And here we're able to, you know, we're really ahead, really snowballed. Just get the objectives. When you're really strong, Wukong, he takes no damage. Your passive effect in general, you know, you're really strong on objectives because your passive fully stacked. And also just get objectives when you're really ahead. The dragon shouldn't be for the enemy, it should be for us. I'm taking it. I'm not going to allow that happen. And here I'm not going to get off the dragon because I don't have ulti up. Also because if I get off the dragon and reset, we go into this weird situation where we're just wasting so much time going back and forth. You never want to be going back and forth. You always want to be on what you're on and make sure you commit hard to those situations. Afterwards, you see our W. We're able to kind of go over the brush. Beautifully done. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. And here I'm just able to kill him and burst him down. And honestly, the rest of the game, enemy team didn't really put up much of a fight. What I covered is probably the most important stuff you need to remember. Also, remember I told you the ball lane, it was really hard for us to gank them. I cannot gank this situation because they have mobility. They have a lot of range. They have distance. Ezreal can eat backwards. I don't have that much really damage to kill them without, you know, people on them already. So what do you do in situations like this where this is like a really bad gank? First of all, you don't just go into their face. You're going to reveal your position. You're going to be wasting a lot of time. You have to be sort of planned in a way that you know there could be a good play. So right away, I know, okay, so how we're going to make this play happen? We either have them go on us or we're going to have to dive them, right? So they end up trading. They don't go, but in return, what happens is it turns into a dive, and Wukong excels at dives. Me just showing on the wave helps us build the wave. Here I'm able to cut off their position. I don't want them to sort of be, you know, in a good position, and I just go. The wave's not even here, right? But if you see the angle like that, you just have to go, because the longer you wait, the worse it becomes for you. You have to understand, because you can see what's going on is the enemy team is coming to help them. Because in higher or low, even Emerald, people are understanding that if you show topside with higher numbers, the enemy team is very likely to just overload bot and then just try to dive them. But because how fast we are, we're able to set that up really quickly. It just becomes a very nice play for us. And we're able to capitalize on that. And that was pretty much the nail in the coffin. After this, the game was pretty much over. There really isn't any chance of them. We pretty much won every lane, every situation, and we just played really smart around that. After this, you want to just itemize well, play around your farm, be very smart, and don't give the enemy team too many opportunities. Really be careful about your plays. Without ultimate, you just have to play around your ultimate, play around your farming, and play around the laners that are really good for you. Hope you guys liked the video. Be sure to like, subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you guys in the next one. Yeah, and good luck on the game. Good luck on the climb.